Your assignment is time-sensitive. Angels have held your breakthrough in place, but their orders are changing. Move now or be left behind. The sound of heaven's clock is striking louder in this hour, and its hands are no longer standing still. The time that once felt suspended, the moment that once seemed delayed, has now reached its appointed turning point. For too long, the angels of the Lord have stood guard, holding your breakthrough in a divine suspension, protecting it from premature release. They were not withholding it as punishment, nor as denial, but as preservation. Heaven had sealed it, waiting for the command, waiting for the signal from the throne. But now, hear this, the command has shifted. The season of stillness is complete. The order has been reissued. The waiting period is over. You have been preserved, not forgotten. You have been hidden, not abandoned. The delay was not the enemy's triumph. It was heaven's strategy. But the strategy has now changed, and the angels who once stood in holding position are receiving new instructions in this very moment. They are no longer commanded to restrain the flow of your destiny, but to release it in full measure to those who will move without hesitation. And I must declare to you, this is not a message for everyone. This word is only for those who are marked by a higher calling. Those who feel the weight of destiny pressing against their spirit even now. The Spirit of the living God says, stillness was for the last season, but movement is for this one. If you remain in silence when heaven has said move, you will watch the window close before your very eyes. This is a turning point where hesitation equals loss, and obedience equals elevation. The divine clock is running, and heaven's orders have already shifted. Will you rise into alignment, or will you be left behind as the hour passes? Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. Within the next 3 days, the heavens are shifting orders. Within the next 72 hours, unseen scrolls are being rewritten, and commands are being dispatched to angelic ranks. This is not symbolic. This is not poetic. This is divine reality unfolding in real time. What once was on pause is about to be set in motion. The order has gone forth, and the question is not whether heaven is moving. The question is whether you will move with it. Hear the voice of the Archangel Michael bearing witness. This is not a drill. The heavens are calling your name aloud. A sound has been released over your life, and it is summoning you to action. Your delay has been tolerated, your stillness permitted, your waiting allowed, but only until this hour. Now the trumpet has sounded in the unseen, and the call has been issued. I stand as a messenger, declaring that this word will not reach everyone, for it is not meant for everyone. It is reserved for the chosen, sealed with heaven's mark, set apart for a higher dimension of assignment. The Spirit of the living God says, "My child, I am interrupting your normal rhythm. I am breaking into your ordinary time with my extraordinary time." This message is not an echo of what you have already heard. This is the very interruption the enemy prayed would not reach your ears. For hell has been watching the timetable as well, and the adversary knew that if this word reached you, you would move. He knew that if you were awakened to the urgency of this moment, nothing would be able to stop you. That is why resistance has been so heavy. That is why distractions have multiplied. That is why your spirit has been restless, because the breakthrough was being guarded, and now the release has begun. Listen closely in this moment. Angels are not silent. They are moving, they are shifting, they are exchanging orders under the command of the Most High. I declare that your hesitation will cost you, but your obedience will accelerate you. You cannot afford to linger. You can't afford to delay. This is the hour when your destiny is being tested by the measure of your movement. Within the next 3 days, you must not only hear but respond. For your response is not simply reaction. It is alignment with heaven's calendar. Do not underestimate the weight of this prophetic hour. This is not the familiar voice of comfort. This is the commanding voice of heaven's urgency. You were chosen to hear this because you have been chosen to act. And I say to you as the witness of the throne, the hourglass has turned, the sand is falling, and time is now measured in moments, not in years. Move now, for angels are already in motion. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 777 is now covering you. There are mysteries unfolding around you that your natural eyes cannot see. For months, perhaps years, you have felt the weight of delay. Breakthrough seemed promised, yet postponed. Prophesied, yet withheld, near yet unreachable. And you asked, "Why, Lord? Why has it not yet come to pass?" But hear this truth now. What felt like a denial was not a denial at all. It was preservation. What looked like a closed gate was in fact a shield, guarding the treasure until the time of its release. Angels stood at the threshold, holding it back from premature exposure, because the enemy prowled too closely, waiting for you to move before you were strengthened to withstand. Yes, unseen forces have hovered around your destiny. There have been watchers who sought to pierce through the veil to discern what was stirring in your life. They could not touch it, but they sensed it. They whispered among themselves, "Something is coming for him. Something is rising for her." And though they plotted, though they schemed, they could not halt what heaven had already ordained. The adversary suspected the shift, but could not stop the signal. Even now, some people around you feel unsettled in your presence, though you have said nothing and revealed nothing. Their spirit senses what their mind cannot name. They feel the holy pressure pressing upon you, and it disturbs them. This is why relationships have been shaken. This is why some walked away without reason. This is why you have felt misunderstood, even accused. The Spirit reacted to your assignment before your assignment was even made visible. And I tell you, beloved, this is not a sign of loss. It is a sign of movement. Holy unrest is stirring in your spirit because heaven is agitating you out of stillness. You were not meant to be comfortable here. You were not meant to settle here. The unease you feel is confirmation that a greater call is pulling you forward. Do not ignore this restlessness. It is not anxiety, it is acceleration. It is not fear, it is fire. The Spirit of God is awakening you through disruption. What you are sensing is not punishment, but preparation. Not chaos, but confirmation. The delay was never about disqualification. It was about divine timing. And that time is now shifting. The truth is, some things could not move until you were strong enough to carry them. Some doors could not open until you were mature enough to walk through them. Some promises could not manifest until your heart was fully aligned. Heaven has been waiting for you, and now that you are ready, the orders are changing. But you must move quickly. Hesitation, now would cost you the very thing you've prayed for. This disruption is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to awaken you. This word is not for the complacent, but for the consecrated. You are being called higher. You are being summoned into obedience. The angels that once restrained are now preparing to release, and the spirit that once said wait is now saying move. Can you feel the urgency? Can you feel the shift? Do not delay. The window is narrow, but it is yours. Type "I am awakened" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 444 is surrounding you now. And beloved, as this word pierces your spirit, I must remind you, this ministry is not about entertainment, but about souls. Every seed sown here fuels the river of living word that flows into homes, nations, and generations. The Lord said, "He who sows bountifully shall also reap bountifully." And when you release into this work, you are not giving to man, you are sowing into eternity. I feel led to tell you personally, your giving becomes oil that lights the lamps of countless others stumbling in the dark. This is the moment where your obedience and giving becomes prophetic action, aligning heaven's release not just for you, but for others who need this fire. If you feel stirred, you can join as a YouTube member. Use Super Thanks or release your seed directly through PayPal. A link is in the description below. Those who sow are never left empty. Blessing follows obedience. Step into this moment and let your seed testify. Beloved, you have wondered why the wait was so long, why the silence from heaven seemed unbearable, and why the resistance you faced was so fierce. But hear me clearly. The waiting season was never wasted. It was the fire that purified you, the pressure that shaped you, the silence that aligned you. The delays were not denials. They were tests. Every moment of endurance was proving your patience. Every trial was sharpening your faith, and every disappointment was exposing your true dependence on God. Heaven has been watching you closely, not from a distance, but as a father watches his child grow into maturity. The opposition you faced was not a sign of abandonment. It was the very evidence of your calling. The warfare was not random. It was targeted, because the enemy only wages war against what threatens his kingdom. The resistance was not proof of weakness, but proof of power. The reason the battles grew fiercer as you pressed forward was because your destiny drew nearer. Every fiery dart, every storm, every betrayal, every tear, all of it has been marking you as chosen. And what you thought was a setback has been the proof of your elevation. Hear this. The measure of your resistance reveals the measure of your assignment. If the enemy opposed you fiercely, it was because heaven marked you greatly. If people misunderstood you, it was because your path was never meant to fit their expectations. If doors closed in your face, it was because the wrong doors could not lead you into your destiny. What felt like rejection was divine redirection. What felt like isolation was divine preservation. The conflict you endured was never a curse. It was confirmation. And now comes the hour of decision. The Spirit of the living God says, your reaction in this season will determine your outcome. Obedience opens the door, hesitation closes it. You cannot stand still when heaven has commanded you to move. Do not let fear silence your yes. Do not let doubt rob your moment. You have endured too much, survived too much, carried too much to falter now. The divine surveillance of heaven has recorded every tear, every prayer, every sacrifice. Not one has been forgotten. The throne has seen your faithfulness in the shadows, and the record of heaven testifies in your favor. But this is the hour of movement. No more waiting for another sign. No more lingering on the edge of obedience. No more asking, "When, Lord?" For the answer has already been released. The time is now. The opposition you endured was not meant to crush you, but to prove that you are ready to carry what comes next. Heaven has tested your resolve, and now heaven is calling for your response. You stand at the edge of a divine threshold. The conflict has framed your calling. The pressure has prepared your promotion. The waiting has confirmed your worthiness. And now, every angel who has watched you endure is ready to move on your behalf the moment you step forward. Do not delay, beloved. Move quickly. Heaven has witnessed your endurance. Now let heaven witness your obedience. Type "I am ready" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1919 is now resting upon you. Hear me now, for this is the warning of the Spirit of the living God. Heaven's orders have shifted. The angels that once held your breakthrough in suspension are no longer instructed to wait. The scrolls of heaven have been unsealed, and the decrees have changed. What was preserved for a season is now being released, but only for those who will rise into alignment. This is no longer the hour of delay. It is the hour of decisive action. And I declare to you with urgency, within the next 72 hours, the door will either open or close. The season of passivity has ended. The command has been given, and your response will determine what unfolds next. Picture this. Angels have stood in holding formation around your destiny, like mighty warriors guarding a gate. They were commanded to keep back the flood until the moment of divine signal. That moment is now. The pressure of release is building like water behind a dam. The weight of what heaven has stored is pressing against the barrier. Every second, the tension increases. You can feel it in your spirit, the unease, the restlessness, the urgency. It is not your imagination. It is the spiritual reality pressing in upon your natural life. This is why the warfare around you feels heightened. This is why distractions seem louder. This is why the enemy has unleashed sudden confusion, sudden discouragement, sudden fatigue. He knows what is at stake. He senses that heaven's command has shifted. He cannot stop the order, but he can tempt you into delay. He cannot cancel the blessing, but he can deceive you into missing its moment. Beloved, you cannot afford hesitation now. The heavens are not waiting. The clock is ticking. Within 72 hours, the seal is either broken in your favor or it closes over your delay. This is not to frighten you, but to awaken you. The urgency is not condemnation. It is invitation. Heaven is not threatening you. Heaven is summoning you. The Spirit says, I have preserved you for this moment. I have carried you through fire for this moment. Do not freeze now. Do not doubt now. Do not shrink back when I am calling you forward. And yet, the mystery of this moment remains. Heaven does not reveal all details in advance, for revelation demands trust. You are being asked to move without full sight, to obey without all answers, to step forward with faith as your only map. That is why the window is narrow. for only the obedient will see what lies beyond it. The Lord is testing the urgency of your faith. Will you move when He says move, even if the path is not fully lit? Will you trust that the same God who preserved you in waiting will protect you in moving? The pressure is rising. The dam is trembling. The flood of breakthrough is about to burst forth. But whether it bursts for you depends on whether you step into alignment before the window closes. I tell you now with the authority of heaven, the angels are no longer standing still. They are waiting for your response. Move quickly, for the hour is now. Type "I will move" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3030 has been released over your path. Beloved, hear me with careful attention. The hour is urgent, but the path is not chaotic. The Spirit of the living God does not call you into reckless movement, but into ordered obedience. Stillness was the weapon of the last season, but swiftness is the weapon of this one. Yet even in swiftness, wisdom must guide your steps. You are not being called to rush without clarity, but to move with precision under divine direction. The Spirit says, "Be still only long enough to hear, then move as instructed." Do not confuse stillness with stagnation. Do not confuse waiting with disobedience. This is the balance of the hour. Silence until you hear. Speed once you are commanded. The angels that once held your breakthrough in suspension are now aligning with your movement. They are covering your steps, shielding your advance, and encircling your path with divine protection. Every instruction you obey will be guarded by angelic ranks. You do not move alone. You move under angelic cover. You move under divine surveillance. You move under the command of the Most High. Let this truth quiet your fears. You are not exposed. You are escorted. The Spirit has not released you into this moment to let you fall into the snare of the enemy. He has positioned His armies to surround your obedience with victory. This is the hour to pray differently. Do not pray as one begging for release. The release has already been commanded. Do not pray as one pleading for breakthrough. The breakthrough has already been secured. Now you pray as one aligning with divine strategy. You pray, "Lord, tune my ears to your voice. Let me not mistake distraction for direction. Let me not delay where you are demanding movement. Give me clarity in my spirit and courage in my step." Your prayers now must be declarations of readiness, not laments of waiting. And this is also the hour to embrace silence. The enemy is prowling, listening, watching for words to twist and use against you. In this moment, your silence becomes a weapon. Do not reveal prematurely what heaven has not told you to speak. Do not share your instruction with those who cannot understand it. Guard your assignment with secrecy until the Lord gives you permission to declare it. For some things, beloved, are destroyed not by disobedience, but by premature exposure. Heaven is saying, "Hide until it's time. Move when I speak. Speak only when I permit." Affirm this over your life. I move under angelic cover. I move under heaven's orders. I move without fear, for the Lord has gone before me. Say it aloud until it becomes the rhythm of your spirit. Every step you take is encircled by fire. Every decision you make is shielded by glory. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, because you are no longer moving in your own strength. You are moving under divine instruction. Do not let doubt paralyze you. Do not let fear choke your obedience. Heaven has not called you into this season to leave you vulnerable. The same God who held you in waiting will protect you in movement. You are escorted by angels. You are shielded by glory. You are empowered by Spirit. Move forward boldly, for the command has been given. Type "I am protected" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 818 is now activated over your steps. Hear the word of the Lord. You are no longer waiting. You are now rising. The season of silent endurance has completed its purpose. The hour of being hidden has accomplished its design. What once looked like delay was in truth preparation, and now the preparation has matured into readiness. You have been pressed, but the pressing has produced oil. You have been stretched, but the stretching has produced capacity. You have been broken, but the breaking has produced power. The silence of heaven was not abandonment, it was strategy. And now that strategy shifts into empowerment. This is the moment to shake off the garments of victimhood. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. The narrative of your past is not your identity. The trials you endured were not your definition. They were your training ground. Heaven is speaking clearly. Movement now equals promotion. You will not step into this season as one crawling for scraps, but as one rising with authority. The time of waiting in the shadows is over. You are being summoned into the light of your destiny. Imagine the eagle in its nest. For long months it remains sheltered, fed, and protected. But there comes a moment when the stirring begins, when the wings are stretched, when the nest is no longer comfortable. That discomfort is not punishment. It is preparation for flight. Beloved, your wings are unfolding. The fires of heaven are igniting beneath you. The currents of the Spirit are lifting you higher. You are not sinking, you are soaring. You are not stumbling, you are ascending. The very winds that threaten to break you are now the winds that will carry you. And understand this truth, empowerment is not just about survival, it is about dominion. You are rising not just to endure, but to rule. You are rising not just to escape, but to conquer. The transformation within you has already occurred. You are no longer the person who entered the waiting season. You are stronger, wiser, sharper, more discerning. The trials taught you resilience, the silence taught you trust, and the delays taught you obedience. You have been forged into one who can now handle the weight of the assignment without collapsing under it. The Spirit of the living God declares, you will walk with boldness where you once trembled. You will speak with authority where you once hesitated. You will move with clarity where you once doubted. You are not the same. You cannot return to what you once were. The cocoon has broken, the chains have fallen, and the cage has been shattered. You are free. You are rising. You are advancing. This is your time of empowerment. This is your hour of ascension. Do not think small. Do not act timid. Do not shrink back. The mantle you carry requires courage. The authority you hold requires confidence. Heaven is with you. Angels are assigned to you, and the Spirit burns within you. Rise now, for your empowerment has been activated. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you received this message. Blessing code 555 is now resting upon your life. Beloved, listen with holy attention, for what I now speak carries the weight of heaven's decree. This time-sensitive assignment you are stepping into is not a minor opportunity. It is a gateway into your next dimension of calling. What you thought was just a season of waiting was in fact a holding pattern designed to shield you. The hand of God preserved your destiny, keeping it in the vault of heaven, safe from sabotage, safe from premature exposure, safe from the snares of the enemy. And now, the voice of the Lord declares, the runway is clear. The holding pattern is over. Prepare for takeoff. This revelation must sink deeply into your spirit. The breakthrough was not delayed because you were unworthy, but because you were chosen for something that required precise timing. If it had come too soon, it would have destroyed you. If it had been released before its hour, it would have collapsed under unprepared foundations. But heaven's wisdom is flawless. What was hidden is now being revealed, and what was preserved is now being released. The vault of your destiny is opening, and the treasures long stored are being handed into your possession. The Spirit says, I am calling you by name. I have marked you for this assignment. I have sealed you with my hand. This is not a general release. It is a specific summons. You have been set apart for this very moment. Do not treat this lightly. Do not treat it as common. Heaven is speaking directly to you, and angels are confirming this word even as you hear it. The prophetic vision unfolds now. Doors of provision that were locked will swing open. Financial supply that seemed withheld will begin to flow. Relationships that carry your destiny forward will appear suddenly, while those who were hindering you will be swept aside. Spiritual authority is being placed upon your shoulders, and opportunities you once only dreamed of will now come searching for you. These are not random blessings. They are the structured outpouring of heaven tied to your obedience in this season. And let it be known, this is not for your comfort only, but for your calling. The blessings are not an end. They are a means. They are resources for your mission, tools for your assignment, fuel for your purpose. Do not squander them on small thinking. Do not bury them under fear. This revelation is your activation into a greater realm of destiny. The Spirit declares, I am sending you forth as a light into darkness, as a voice into silence, as a witness into barren places. What I give you now is not just for you. It is for nations, for generations, for souls that await your obedience. So rise boldly, for heaven has named you, claimed you, and summoned you. The prophetic release is active. The angels are moving. The scroll has been opened. Now is your hour to embrace what has been written with your name on it since the foundation of time. Type I receive in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2222 has been released into your atmosphere. Beloved, as heaven opens these prophetic gates, I must speak to your spirit about this mission. This ministry is more than words on a screen. It is living manna feeding countless souls across the nations. When you support through YouTube membership, Super Thanks, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not giving to man, but sowing into the eternal harvest. The Lord says, give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Your seed becomes light for someone else's midnight. It becomes oil for another lamp that was about to go out. This moment is not just about receiving. It is about partnering with the move of God. When you give, you step into prophetic action, and heaven records it as obedience. Release what God places on your heart, and watch Him multiply it back into your life with divine acceleration. Beloved, the moment of destiny is no longer in the distance. It is here, pressing at the very edge of your spirit. This is not a season to ponder endlessly, nor a time to analyze until the opportunity slips away. Heaven is calling for activation, and activation requires your yes. It is written in the eternal scrolls, "My yes activates heaven's release." The angels that have held your breakthrough in suspension are now standing ready, but they cannot move until your obedience summons them into action. Your destiny waits, but it does not wait forever. It is your yes that opens the floodgates. It is your obedience that unlocks the sealed doors. Understand this: God has already positioned the resources, aligned the connections, and prepared the doors. The assignments, the opportunities, the promotions, they already exist in the Spirit. They are not being created, they are being released. But they can only be released through the key of obedience. You cannot merely hear this word and remain unmoved. You cannot treat this as another message to inspire you for a moment. Heaven is demanding a response. The Spirit says, do not delay. Do not look back. Do not doubt. Say yes and step out. This activation requires movement. It may be applying where fear told you not to apply. It may be speaking where silence once chained your tongue. It may be starting what you have delayed, forgiving who you have held bound, or releasing what no longer serves your calling. The action may look different for each chosen one, but the principle remains the same. Heaven waits for your yes. Destiny waits for your movement. Your future is not unlocked by wishing, but by stepping. Every step you take in obedience triggers the release of what heaven has been holding in reserve. Think of Israel at the Red Sea. The waters did not part until Moses lifted the rod and stepped into obedience. Think of Joshua at the Jordan. The river did not stop flowing until the priests placed their feet in the water. Think of Peter on the sea. The waves did not hold him until he stepped out of the boat. In each case, the miracle was waiting for action. Beloved, your miracle is waiting for the same. The sea before you will not part until you move. The walls before you will not fall until you march. The chains around you will not break until you declare. This is the moment to activate your destiny by aligning with heaven's timing. This is not a word for tomorrow. It is a word for today. The Spirit is saying, now. Rise now. Move now. Act now. The assignment is time-sensitive. The window is open, but it will not remain open indefinitely. Destiny is not neutral. It responds to movement. Say yes, and heaven will rush to meet your step. Declare this over your spirit. My yes activates heaven's release. My obedience unlocks my destiny. My movement triggers my miracle. I will not wait. I will not delay. I will act now. Let this confession burn into your spirit until every fiber of your being is aligned with obedience. Type "My yes is activated" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7070 has been sealed upon you. Beloved, What you see with your natural eyes is but a fraction of what is happening even now in the unseen. The Spirit of the living God declares, while you sleep, orders are changing. While you cry, scrolls are being rewritten. While you worship, angels are shifting positions around your life. There is a silent exchange taking place in the spirit realm, and though your flesh cannot comprehend it, your spirit is already sensing it. You feel the weight in your chest, the stirring in your soul, the urgency pressing against your thoughts. These are not random feelings. They are signals of movement in the invisible realm. For months, perhaps years, your blessings were held in a holding pattern. The angels of the Lord were instructed not to release them yet, but to guard them, to protect them, to keep them safe from contamination or premature exposure. But now, because your season has shifted, those same angels are receiving new orders. They are being commanded to carry what was preserved into your present. Assignments that once felt distant are being transferred into reach. Promises that once seemed impossible are being placed into manifestation. What was withheld is now being released, not because the enemy relented, but because heaven decreed it. Hear this. Your obedience has triggered heavenly negotiation. Angels are exchanging scrolls on your behalf. Assignments once guarded are being reassigned. Blessings once delayed are being accelerated. There is a holy trade happening, where what was stolen is being returned, where what was lost is being restored, where what was withheld is being redistributed into your hands under divine authority. The spirit realm is not silent about your movement. It is erupting with activity in response to your yes. The adversary is raging because he cannot intercept this exchange. His accusations no longer hold weight. His opposition no longer carries authority. The blood of the Lamb speaks louder than his schemes, and the orders from heaven override every plot of hell. Beloved, what you lost is not gone. It has been held in suspension until you were strong enough to carry it. Now heaven says, it is being returned under new management. It is being restored under new authority. It is being released under angelic cover. This is why your spirit feels such intensity right now. The silent exchange in the heavens is not silent to your soul. You feel the vibrations of it, the pull of it, the pressure of it. Do not mistake this for confusion. It is confirmation. What you sense is the weight of destiny descending upon your present moment. The invisible is becoming visible. The delayed is becoming immediate. The promised is becoming tangible. Lift your voice and declare, I align with the exchange of heaven. I receive what is being released. I claim what is being restored. I walk in the authority of new orders. Your obedience is the signature that seals the transaction. Without it, the exchange remains suspended. But with it, the angels move. The scrolls are delivered, and the manifestation begins. Beloved, do not fear what you cannot see. The unseen is not your enemy. It is your ally. The armies of heaven are laboring on your behalf, carrying your destiny from the realm of promise into the realm of fulfillment. Trust the process. Walk in faith. And know this, the silent exchange in the spirit realm is already active, and it is working in your favor. Type heaven is moving in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 4141 is now surrounding your spirit with divine release. Beloved, hear the decree of the Lord. What was delayed will now be delivered double. Every tear you have shed, every battle you have endured, every loss you thought permanent has been weighed in the scales of heaven. And now the balance is tipping. Justice has been declared over your life. The same angels who held your breakthrough in suspension are now preparing to deliver not only what was delayed, but a multiplied portion as recompense for every season of suffering. Heaven does not forget. The Most High does not overlook. The books of remembrance have been opened, and the reward of the faithful is being written across your destiny. The enemy tried to convince you that delay meant denial. He whispered that the silence of heaven meant abandonment. He pushed people to walk away, stirred conflict against you, and planted seeds of doubt in your soul. But now, his schemes are being exposed, and his lies overturned. For what he thought would break you has only built you. What he intended to destroy you has strengthened you. The very resistance he brought against you has become the evidence of your assignment. The fiercer the battle, the greater the mantle. The heavier the warfare, the higher the calling. You were not fought so hard because you were weak, but because you were chosen. Now the hour of reversal has come. Those who mocked you will witness your elevation. Those who dismissed you will watch your rising. Those who doubted your calling will see it unfold with undeniable clarity. And though their eyes may burn with jealousy or confusion, they will not be able to deny what the Lord has done. The tables are turning, the scales are shifting, and the justice of God is prevailing. Beloved, do not seek vengeance with your own hands. Your vindication is not earthly, it is heavenly. The reversal is not man-made, it is God-ordained. Understand this. Heaven does not simply restore, heaven multiplies. When Job endured his trial, he did not just receive back what he lost, he was blessed with double. When Joseph was betrayed and imprisoned, he did not just escape, he ascended to rule. When Israel came out of Egypt, they did not leave empty. They departed carrying the wealth of their captors. This is the rhythm of divine justice. What is taken is returned in overflow. What is delayed is delivered in acceleration. What is lost is resurrected with increase. And so I declare over you now, restoration is not coming slowly. It is coming suddenly. Reversal is not partial. It is complete. Justice is not delayed, it is unfolding in this very hour. The hand of God is stretching forth, and his angels are carrying the decree of reversal to every area of your life. Financial lack will be overturned by provision. Isolation will be overturned by divine connections. Shame will be overturned by honor. Delay will be overturned by acceleration. This is the divine exchange, the holy reversal, the supernatural justice of heaven. Lift your spirit and declare, what was delayed will now be delivered double. I walk in restoration. I walk in reversal. I walk in divine justice. Say it until it becomes the song of your soul. Heaven has spoken. And what heaven has spoken cannot be overturned by man nor demon. The scales have tipped. The justice has been decreed. The reversal has begun. Type double portion in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 6363 is now active in your life. Beloved, you have heard the warning, you have felt the urgency, and you have sensed the shifting of heaven's orders. I declare to you once more, the time to move is now. The season of waiting is over. The silence has been broken. The command from the throne has been issued, and the angels of the Lord are already moving. What was preserved for you is being released to you. What was suspended in the heavens is being delivered into your life. But remember this truth with trembling reverence. Hesitation equals loss. Obedience equals elevation. You cannot linger when heaven has sounded the trumpet. The assignment is time-sensitive, and your response must be immediate. So I speak courage into your spirit. May every fear break off you now. May every chain of doubt be shattered in this moment. May the fire of heaven ignite boldness in your bones. You are not called to shrink back. You are called to rise. You are not marked for failure. You are marked for fulfillment. The angels of protection surround you. The Spirit of God empowers you, and the blessing of the Father covers you. Step boldly, step quickly, and step faithfully into the call upon your life. I seal you with this final declaration. You are covered, you are chosen, you are called. The clock of heaven has struck your hour. You will not miss this moment. You will not forfeit your breakthrough. You will not be left behind. The Lord Himself goes before you. The hosts of heaven move beside you, and the Spirit within you rises as a flame that cannot be quenched. Your assignment is active. Your destiny is unfolding, and your name has been announced in the courts of heaven. Go forth now, beloved. Move into your calling. Rise into your assignment. Step into your promised place. For heaven has declared, the old orders are finished. The new orders are alive, and this is your moment of release. Type "I will not miss this" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9999 has sealed this word over your life. And beloved, as this final word seals upon your spirit, I ask you to join hands with this ministry in carrying heaven's fire to others. Every seed sown here is not about supporting a channel, but about advancing the kingdom. The Lord says, "Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed." When you give through YouTube membership, through Super Thanks, or through the PayPal link in the description, you become a vessel that carries the word into nations and homes waiting for the light. Your giving is not a donation. It is a prophetic act. It becomes rivers of living water flowing to those who would otherwise remain dry. And I declare over every giver, as you release into this work, may heaven release overflow into your life. Do not delay. Act now. Sow into the kingdom, and let your seed testify of your obedience.